Okay, so first things first, the LE does have smart key. And you will also notice that they changed the locking noise and unlocking noise to a musical jingle. And the smart key is only on the driver's side door. So next thing that you should be aware of with the LE is that the rear seat armrest does not fold down. I was not able to find that in any review of this car, and I was not able to find that in any press release. Strange. Now, the second question, or one of the many questions you might have about this car, is how does the screen get in the, or does the steering wheel get in the way of the screen? I just started it up. You can hear the new Toyota jingle that they play. So this right here with this wide angle lens should give you, my apologies. It appears that when you are recording, either in the camera app on your phone or in Snapchat or Instagram, and you have wireless CarPlay hooked up, it automatically cuts the video. There's a little tidbit for you. Back to the steering wheel. This wide angle lens kind of gives you, this is the most accurate view of your driving position that you will get without physically sitting in the new Prius. You can kind of see that on the bottom of the gauge cluster, specifically right in this arc here, there is no information. That, I feel, was done on purpose so that the wheel, even though it seems to jut into the view of the screen, it doesn't truly. Now, to answer your question, on a good day, I am 5'9" and I have no problem viewing this screen. I'm sitting comfortably. My steering wheel is adjusted comfortably. We're good there. About not having the big boy screen. It is not a big problem for me coming from a 2010 with an upgraded unit that I put in that I bought at Best Buy. The resolution on this screen is fantastic. It looks bigger in real life than it does in pictures. So I will give it that. Now, if you are fortunate or unfortunate enough to be in the New York region, you may be forced to get the $70 charging cable package. One of the things that I did not realize about this is they only have one cable in here that is USB-C type. The other ones are the traditional USB. However, they give you this adapter. So for now, until my USB-C to regular USB adapter comes in, I'm stuck using wireless CarPlay and having the disconnect thing happen again. If you are coming from past Priuses, you will notice immediately that the climate, specifically the heater, is phenomenal. It does not have the delay or the lag of the traditional or the older hybrid systems in the Prius. I've seen a lot of people talk about the steering wheel design, and I will admit, it looks a little goofy. However, it only took me maybe 30 minutes of driving to fully realize why they set it up this way. It makes a lot of sense. I find it very intuitive after some use. And I don't know if I'll ever find this attractive, but I don't think I ever found the little wheels on my 2010 attractive. But it works. I'm going to talk about highway driving and the driving controls. However, I do not feel comfortable recording at highway speeds. So this is your cruise control on and off button. You press it once to turn it on, and you can turn it off using that button as well. This will be your lane tracing assist and keep you within the lanes. You can turn that on and off while cruise control is on, which is nice. This changes your mode from cruise control, from adaptive cruise mode to just regular cruise control mode. So they give you several different options as to your driving controls, all right here, without having to dig through the MDI, which I find very nice. And then you have your typical cruise control stuff nowadays. The distance between the cars, positive, negative, that's been around since cruise control has existed. Your cancel button, all of that. And you can always customize however much assistance you want. One of the other things that I can't really demonstrate on video is exactly how light the steering is at low speeds. It is almost comically light, anywhere between 0 and 8 miles an hour. I'm talking like 1 pinky, 0 feeling. It's honestly kind of strange. However, it really firms up anytime above 30 miles an hour. All right, let's talk about power. So one of the things that you should know is that, yes, this car does make almost 200 horsepower. Yes, it is 60% more than the previous generation Prius. However, what you should know is that it is very dependent on your drive mode. So I like to keep it in eco mode, have that nice smooth acceleration, really good MPG. Normal mode, it feels like a nice, normal, smooth car with a pretty good CVT. If you want to realize the full potential of the power, it's buried in sport mode. I don't know any other way to tell it to you. If you want to feel the almost 200 horsepower, you put it in sport, and it will not be instant. It won't have that Tesla feel where it's like that, but the power will increase when the gas engine kicks on, and I will say that's about 1 second after you press the throttle. Now, I haven't done a full acceleration in this car because I'm sitting at a healthy 98 miles right now, and I plan on keeping her for a while, and I want to treat her nice. So maybe in the future I'll upload a video, but for now, what I will say is that, yes, it does have the power, but it is buried in sport mode. And while we're speaking of this region right here, I must tell you, the traction control button, although it is fantastic to have a traction control button on a Prius now, it is so big, and I have touched this so many times and have accidentally turned it off. This is quite big, and you are going to bump this, I will tell you. We got to talk about this. The hashtags throughout the car, the hidden compartment, the glove box. Who is this for? I'm a Zoomer. I was born in 98. This would have been kind of cool if this was like 2014. I don't know. I don't know why they did this. I don't think this is going to age well. This car just came out. It's not even cool now. Ah, but how are the cloth seats on the LE? Listen, these seats are amazing. I personally do not like leather or leatherette seats. They're always too cold in the winter. They're too hot in the summer. And my bony butt will slide around anytime I take a moderate corner. These keep you nice and planted. They're very comfortable, very soft, yet very supportive. So one thing I noticed when going to get food with my girlfriend last night was that the dome light of this will sometimes get a little, there you go. It just kind of, you have to put it in a good spot, keep it there, but if you start moving it, it will flicker. I've just noticed this to be on this side of the car, not the driver's side. And so even though this car does effectively drive itself on the highway, you do not have automatic lights, but you do have automatic high beams. But you don't have folding rear armrest with cup holders in them. Weird stuff. But how's the sound system? bad. It appears, though, that these are 6.5s in the front, so if you do want to swap them out, you got a ton of options. Nice. Now let's move on to something that I think is just straight up goofy. They appear to have changed the parking sensor noise for this new Prius. I'm not going to risk bumping into the garage door here, but I will play you a clip. But personally, I think they got Nintendo to make this noise. Strange, right? So as we're leaving the car, if you have anything in the back seat, it will remind you that, hey, you should look in the back seat. That coat set off the sensor. That coat weighs no less than a pound. One of the other things that you will notice when entering, leaving, or using the lights up above is that you can see the headliner behind the plastic reflective material here, which I find very interesting. It seems that the LEDs are embedded in this housing here, and then they're projected and magnified in almost a chandelier-like fashion. All right, so this is what the LE looks like with the hubcap off. I actually really like this design. They put a lot more thought into it than previous generations. It even retains that nice swirling effect of the hubcap. It was kind of hard, right? And speaking from very recent personal experience, they are significantly more difficult to get on and off than previous generations. Yeah. Okay, so on the outside here, if you're looking at a 2023 Prius, you should know that there's no door handle in the traditional manner. It is this little button back here. You press and pull. Also, you should be aware that when you are getting in the Prius, there is quite a lip right there. So just be aware of that. I've also noticed there seems to be a lock and key mechanism on the bottom of the door now. I don't know if this has something to do with the lock, or if it's just to make it more of a nice seal. I'm not an engineer, but thought that was interesting. My previous generation Prius owners will absolutely love this. The 12-volt battery is right here. You just remove this housing cover, or this cover, it pops right off, no problem. You don't have to deal with the rigmarole of removing the top layer and then the folding thing to get to your 12-volt battery that's on the side. Nope, it's just a cover that pops on and off. Very nice. Okay, so how does she drive? Well, I'm speaking from experience here. I was a Toyota lot boy. I moved the cars onto the lot, did the picturing and stickering, and yes, I've driven a few of them around the lot. Now, this Prius drives closer to an Avalon and a Venza than a Camry or a Corolla. Very smooth, very soft, very subtle. However, at high speeds on the highway, the wind noise, it's definitely a Prius. But smooth and soft nonetheless.